Hey guys, here's everything you're going to need to make this iron farm for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This is the amount of iron I got within 1 hour of using this farm. Alrighty guys, so you're going to start off with making a 3x3 box. So you're going to go ahead and put 3 blocks like this, 3 blocks like this, and 3 blocks like that. So you get this 3x3 hole in the ground. From there, you're going to go to the middle and go up by 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to want to do that on each side. When you're done, it should be looking like this. Reminder, those are out by 8 blocks. Now that we have that, we're going to want to connect the corners up of this like that. Connect the corners up on each of these sides. And when you're done, it should be looking something like this. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is fill in these boxes with blocks just like this. Alrighty, and after a while, you should end up with a giant platform that looks like this. But now what you're going to want to go ahead and do once you have this is you're going to come to any of these corners and place 4 blocks like this, and then do that on the rest of them. 4 blocks, and 4 blocks like that. Just like that. And now you're going to grab your leaves and go ahead and put leaves going all the way around of the outside of this farm. The farm should now be looking like this. Alright, so for this next step, I recommend making an infinite water source somewhere nearby this farm. So what you can go ahead and do is dig out a little 2x2 like this, put your 2 water buckets in that hole, and you now have an infinite water source that you can keep taking water from. So once you have that, you can go ahead and place water on top of all these blocks in the corner, just like that, and it should flow down. And now what you're going to want to do is come to the corner, come to that block that's up, skip a block, skip another block, and then you can go ahead and place water all the way that goes to the very edge until you get to right here. You don't want to place water on these 2 blocks next to the block right here, because it'll make this whole thing a giant water source. So you're going to head and do that on all the sides. So you skip a block and then place your water until you get to right here. And yeah, do that for the rest. But yeah, if you did it correctly, all your water should perfectly flow into that 3x3 hole. There should be no water sources. Be looking like that. Alrighty, so now we're going to add the other platform. So what you're going to go ahead and do is make another platform that is 3 blocks above this one. So we're going to come to the wall, go 1, 2, 3, boom. That will be the start of where your next platform is. So if you need to, go ahead and skip back into the tutorial, but I'm going to go ahead and build this second platform. Alrighty, so I now have my second platform up. Yours should be looking something like this too. It's literally the exact same thing we did down there, but 3 blocks above it. So just for reference, these corners are 2 blocks, and then the rest of it should be 3 blocks above it. That. But now we're going to go ahead and add our collection system. So you're going to want to find the middle of your farm. It's easiest if you line yourself up with that 3x3 hole and you find the middle of it, and you're going to come to the very bottom of the floor, dig 2 blocks down and dig more blocks like that. Make yourself a little tunnel that goes directly under it like this, and you're going to keep digging until we find that 3x3 hole, which is right here. And you're going to come to the very middle of it. So that is the middle of it, that middle block, and you're going to dig the rest of this out just like that. Now you're going to place 3 redstone blocks in a diagonal pattern like that, and then you can place blocks around them like this. All right, so you're going to want to dig out this block right here and this block right here temporarily, and you're going to put rails on those blocks, and then you can put a powered rail on that redstone block, a regular rail wrapping around, and then a powered rail in the middle right there, a rail right here wrapping around, and then a powered rail right there. Then you get rid of those rails on the outer edges, place blocks right there, and you're good to go. So now you go ahead and place your minecart on any of those powered rails, and it should start going along. If it doesn't, you can give it a little push. But yeah, that should always be moving. It should never stop, so that's good. And now what you're going to want to do is place magma blocks directly above where that minecart is going, just like that. But yeah, once you got that, you're going to want to come back down into your hole real quick. But yeah, once you got that, you're going to want to come back down into your hole real quick. You might want to break some blocks temporarily to make yourself some room. You're going to want to destroy this block. You're going to want to actually destroy these 2 blocks temporarily. You're going to actually want to destroy this block right here. Put a block right here in front of it, so right there. And then place a hopper going into that block right there, and then a hopper going into that hopper. So you should have 1 hopper going into this hopper, and then this hopper going in block. You can get rid of that block, and then place a double chest right there, and that's where you're going to get all your iron. Once you got that, remember to place your rail back on top of that hopper, and then your minecart with hopper back on, and make sure that starts moving. Clog all your stuff back up if you would like, just just like that, make it look a little nicer. And yeah, but yeah, after you got that, we're gonna come back out of our hole and we're gonna come back up to our magma right here. We're gonna grab our signs. We're gonna place one sign right here, one sign right here, 4 signs going around this entire sign, just like I'm doing it right here. You're gonna place on all the sides like that, and you're gonna place 4 signs on top of those 4 signs that we placed. So something not, and then you're gonna place 4 signs on top of those 4 signs we just placed. So something like that makes correct, just like that. Perfect. And so once you have those signs placed, you're gonna place 1 lava bucket in that middle of it right there. It should not flow. If it floats, and you place your signs incorrectly. But yeah, it should be looking like that. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much all of the easy stuff done. Now is going to be the hardest part, which is pretty much getting your villagers in. But first, we got to make the chambers that they're going to be staying in. So we're going to come to, so this is the front of our farm here. As you can see, we got our tunnel entrance right there. We're going to come to the left side right here. We're going to find the middle, place a block on those leaves, and go over by 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the other side, 1, 2, 4. And then go out 1 more like that. You're gonna place the block right here temporarily and make a 2 by 2 like that. On the side, you can get rid of that block, so like that. And then on the other side, so 2 by 2 right there and a 2 by 2 right there. You're gonna grab your glass and put it on top of these leaves right here, 2 blocks tall all around like that. And then you're gonna make this back wall walls of fletching table. Place your fletching tables right there like that. All right, so before you actually put your villagers in, we have to add their beds in, because now we have their workstations, but now we're gonna have to add their beds because they won't be able to get their job if they don't have a bed. So you're gonna grab some temporary blocks and come to the middle where your signs are and go out 2 blocks on all of these signs like this, 2 blocks all around. And then you're gonna do what we did with the platform. You're gonna connect the corners and fill in these middle parts like this. Connect your corner. But yeah, it's kind of hard to see because of the roof above me, but this is what it should be looking like. 1 block above the roof, by the way. But yeah, once you have that, you're gonna go ahead and grab your 20 beds and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come around to the other side and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3. Come around to the other side and 1, 2, 3. And that is 20 beds. But yeah, once you got that, you can go ahead and get rid of the blocks under it. Make sure you don't accidentally break the signs. That would be good. You only want to break these temporary blocks. There we go. So yeah, your bed should be right there like that. Alrighty, but yeah, now you're ready to get your 10 villagers in this pod right here. So you're going to go ahead and get your villagers in via minecart, boat, water stream, however you want to transport your villagers. You just want to get 10 villagers in this pod right here. Alrighty, so we now have 10 villagers in this pod here. And as you bring them into the area, they should connect to a workstation, which is perfect. But yeah, you just want to plop them in here. It doesn't really matter where they go. But yeah, once you have 10 in here, you're going to want to go ahead and put slabs above everything, so it gives them a little roof, and it makes it so that my iron golems can't spawn on top. And as you can see, we already had an iron golem that spawned, so that's pretty cool. Also guys, I recommend giving these guys some light in here, so you can go ahead and place a couple torches in there to make sure no mobs spawn. That would not be good. But yeah, that is our first villager pod platform, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to want to make the exact same thing on the other side. So once again, you can go ahead and skip back into the tutorial and build this exact same platform, but on the opposite side. Also, a little tip I have for you guys: before you place down your workstations on the second pod, I recommend going to this other one, getting rid of this bottom row of ones, and wait for all these guys to get their job back. But yeah, once they all have their job back, you can now go to this side and place your wall of fletching tables, and then you can go ahead and get your 10 villager pod. And yes, so once you get 10 villagers in your second pod, you can go ahead and put back the fletching tables on this bottom row on the other pod. All right guys, yeah, there we go. As you can see, we're still getting iron golem spawns, and we now have 1, 2 villager platforms. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you guys, but yeah, once you have those 2 platforms, your farm is pretty much complete and good to go. Once again, remember, if you're having troubles with this farm, you can go ahead and join my Discord, link in the description, and we will help you out over there. But yeah guys, that is this iron farm complete.